You're welcome to Talk Your Mind, ma.
Thank you very much.
Can we meet you?
Okay, my name is Mrs. Monica Nduka. I studied business education at the University of Maiduguri, Borno State. I am a mother of three, a teacher, and an entrepreneur.
Okay, today we are going to be discussing about domestic violence, especially in Nigeria. So, what is domestic violence and what is your take on domestic violence?
Okay, yep. Domestic violence is an aggressive patterned behavior in the home, usually involving partners of intimate relationship, maybe between you and your spouse. Sometimes it even extends down to the children, but basically it involves two people that have intimate relationship going on between them.
Okay, now I think one of the reasons why some people wanted us to discuss about this issue on domestic violence is they are kind of juxtaposing the difference between punishment and domestic violence. Yeah. So can you distinguish the difference between punishment and domestic violence?
Okay, now punishment is being given out or meted out to correct a wrong without the intention of inflicting harm on the person. It's just a corrective measure for someone to say, okay, you did something wrong, I'm trying to do this to you just to know that your actions are wrong, without any intentions of hurting you whatsoever. But when it comes to domestic violence, whenever it's being carried out, it always leaves traces of abuses, injuries on the person, and even sometimes it gets to it affects the person's, yes, it affects the person psychologically. So most times domestic violence there's no good intention towards maybe when an abuser is abusing its victim, but punishment, which can also be carried out by a teacher or maybe by an adult in the society, is meant to correct a particular wrong.
Let me come from this perspective now. In the African scenario, the African scene,
okay,
where we see this punishment as domestic violence, because I feel we African, our means of giving out correction is by beating, by trying to use something to hit someone, which we have been used to, the conceptual ideology we have passing from our fathers. Don't you think it's also similar to domestic violence?
Now, just like I said, giving out punishment, you don't intend harming the child. But in domestic violence, harm, you're always there's always traces of abuse.
Are you saying that, okay, my mother trying to beat me when I was small with cane, sticks, slippers that we are used to, is that punishment or is that domestic violence?
Okay, now let's say
most time that inflict injury and pain on us, but that back then while growing up, can I classify that as domestic violence or as punishment?
No. Okay, let's say it's not of let's just keep it as punishment. Because domestic violence, like I said initially, has to do with people that already have intimate relationship, whereby they see it as a form of corrective measure, just because the partner may not be able to fight back, or maybe the partner cannot say, okay, I cannot do this, or maybe the partner feels in a certain way. But under punishment, for example, just like you said, in an African setting, this is what we grew up to see as a corrective measure. It's not, in my own view, it's not domestic violence.
Well said. Then, what are the common signs that someone might be facing domestic violence?
Okay, now when you see someone facing domestic violence, most times the signs are there, sometimes the signs are not there. But if you're close to someone who is experiencing that, you might tell. Now, for example, if you meet someone that already have a very high self-esteem, that is always bubbly, all of a sudden you see someone always being withdrawn, always being scared, something definitely is going on at the background. Now you can see someone with bruises, sometimes it's somebody with a dark eye. You even want to ask the person, oh, what is wrong with you? Say, no, I hit my face against the wall. which might be true, which might be false, maybe because the partner hit her and she really wants to expose the person. Now you might see the person might skip work, you might skip attending events, family events, try to be absent from friends gathering, giving some flimsy excuses of being busy, but you don't know that the person might be trying to cover up. And most times these victims don't try to bring out themselves to say, this is what I am passing through. Now when you see some traits that are not usually in this person, definitely you need to look more into that, because something is going on at the background.
Most of the abusers, the abuse rather,
okay,
they tend to always want to stay with the abuser.
Yes, sometimes
I've seen scenarios like that where
it happens.
The man is abusing the woman
and she doesn't like to leave the person.
Why is it like that?
Okay, now some people are dependent on their spouse. For example, you might see someone in a marriage, maybe in a young marriage, the woman is not financially independent, she has nowhere to run to, maybe she's from a poor background where no one can fend for her. Now she used that marriage as an escape. Now she getting into that marriage and suffering all those violence, should be torn in between to what should I do? Am I to go away, or maybe she doesn't have the financial capability to move on from that person. Secondly, some people will tell you that they are in love, that they love this person too much to leave that person, that they cannot even think about their life aside this person, which is, I think it has already affected them psychologically, if you ask me, because I don't think that everybody knows what is good. You cannot tell me that you're comfortable staying with someone abusing you and you're very comfortable staying that. I'm sure the person's mind is already messed up. Thirdly, some people are scared when they leave this particular person. The person who is the abuser will want to hunt them down. They are scared for their safety because they know that this person will not give them a breathing space. So they want to, let me just stay with this person as long as I am alive, because maybe once I step out of this place, this particular man is going to hunt me down.
So how can someone help someone who actually is an abuser to change? Now, some of these people, just like I said, some of them don't even know that they are being abused. Like I watched a podcast one time when a lady was talking about when she was in a relationship that the man always hit her and beat her. Now when the relationship ended, she gets into another relationship. The man was calm. She was looking at the man as if this is not a relationship. This is not the way it's supposed to be. So she already had that mindset that you must hit me.
In fact, she was at the podcast. She was saying that she was waiting for. In fact, she even provoked the man to the point that he wants him to hit her. But the man was doing nothing like that. So if you want to help an abuser, the abused rather, the first step is to make sure the person is aware that he or she is being abused. Now, you can actually talk to the person. You can actually serve as a confidant to the person. You can actually provide moral support to this person. And there are authorities that you can actually report to, that they can come in terms of where the man or maybe where the lady is being scared of for her safety. There are the right authorities to report in such cases too.
Like the people that abuse the other person, okay, is there any possibility that they can change?
No, an abuser changing is, I think it's sometimes some of these habits is not maybe something that they want to do, but maybe what they grew up seeing their parents or seeing what is happening in the society. Now, to change a behavior is not something that happens overnight.
It's a long period of time.
In fact, the person have to say, okay, I don't want this life. Some people have to go through therapy just to make sure that their mindset is being changed from whatever orientation they had while growing up. So an abuser can really change if, number one, the willingness to change, going through therapy, speaking to the right people, healing your mind. Definitely an abuser can change, but it will take time.
Okay, now let me ask, both genders, as the male and female, which of these passes through domestic violence more?
Okay, now I think in statistics as at last 2 years has that 1 in 3 females passes through domestic violence, while 1 in 4 male gender passes domestic violence. So now if we should use that statistics, you find out that the female gender passes through more. That's not to say that the male gender don't pass through, but the female.
I ask that question because the society believes and sees that male don't pass through domestic violence.
It's not true.
They believe, oh, the people that pass through domestic violence are the female, the girl child, or the female child. That male child, they are the one causing the abuse. So that's what I'm asking. Which of the genders passes through?
The female passes more, but then the male gender too passes through domestic violence.
Okay, thank you. Okay, can domestic violence rather be totally eradicated in our society?
Okay, the answer to that question is no. It can't be totally eradicated, but we can take some measures to see that it's being reduced in the society. For example, we can start by training our children properly, because I believe when children grow up in families that they are being loved, they see their parents share love, they extend that love which they have from their own home to others in the society. Definitely it will reduce, because when they all grow up to get married, they will treat their spouse the way they see their parents behave towards each other.
So we
have to start from now. Families should treat each other. The parents in the family should treat each other with love, extend the love to their children. Thereby, the children will extend it to the society. Before you know what everyone is going, they are going. Changes will come gradually, and it will be reduced.
What about in a marriage where the wife faces domestic violence? Is it advisable to divorce?
That has always been, for me, that has always been my first take. Run as fast as you can.
Because life is one.
Once you're able to, you have somewhere to go to, you have someone to talk to, you can run away for the meantime and start mending whatever you think you have left of the marriage. But if once it's not mendable, please run away. Divorce. Your life is more important, because when you are alive, you can train your children, you can achieve much more in life. But once you're dead, your own story is closed. So you rather be alive than stay with a partner that will end you. Please run.
Thank you very much for your time, Mrs. Monica.
You're welcome.
At this junction, we've come to the end of today's segment on Talk Your Mind. Hope to see you next week. Stay tuned. I remember you're talking success. Bye for now.
Bye.
My name is Umuna Chisom. I'm a student of Carol Favors College. Keep watching Talk Your Mind. Keep watching Talk Your Mind. 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 Keep watching Talk Your Mind. Keep watching Talk Your Mind.